Hi, we're in London again. We're again standing on the course of the Walbrook River, which is now just a footpath. But we're standing here ready to go down to the Thames for some more mudlarking. And on these hoardings behind me, there are some pictures of Roman antiquities that the archaeologists have discovered on this site. So let's hope we can pick up something Roman here as well. Okay, we're on the foreshore now. The tide has only really just started going out, so we've got a way to go yet. Be here for a couple of hours, follow the tide as it goes out. It's the evening now, an evening mudlark, so the light might get a bit poor for videoing. We'll see how we go anyway. Millions of Londoners up above us are having a night on the tiles, but down here I'm stepping on broken medieval tiles. See what I did there? Okay, speak to you later. Bye. Well, our first find, wedged underneath a brick there, is a little bit of Westerwelt German stoneware. Always recognisable by a beautiful blue colour. This would be 18th century, I guess. Very pretty. The waves are constantly lapping at this part of the foreshore, which is good for us, eroding new things, new finds. There's some massive timbers from a previous jetty or embankment work. Down here you can see some bits of pottery. There's a red clay rim with brown glaze. Very difficult to date. I mean, these were used all the way from the Tudor period right up to the end of the 18th century for domestic kitchenwares. There's interesting. That's the bung of a bunghole cistern, a large pot which was like a reservoir for water or small beer in the medieval and Tudor periods. I guess that's not medieval pottery, so it's going to be a Tudor date for that, I would think. Other little bits of glaze, probably medieval, speckled green glaze with copper. Quite interesting. See what else we can pick up. Looks like a bit of Delftware down here, but we'll just have a closer look at it. Yes, definitely Delftware. You've got the yellowish earthenware body and the rather sort of easily damaged glaze with hand-painted designs, mainly in blue. That's quite a decorative piece. Nice small metal find here. It's part of a cloth seal. That's the prong, I guess, that would go through the material and be flattened out the other side. So maybe it's unused, I don't know. And that would be the other half of it there, or the other string of seals. It might clean up to show a design, I'm not sure, we'll find out. I just flicked that over, it was that way round, so I just flicked it over and we got another nice piece of Delft, which is always nice because one of my favourites. So these date from about 1660 up to 1770, but most of the ones that you get in the Thames up to about 1720 with this sort of freehand design. So we'll have a close-up of that when it's cleaned up. Rather more modern is this very large shrimp, which is still flicking around. I might try and get him back into the river. I don't fancy him for my supper anyway. A little bit of German stoneware, but a rather nice design on it. Very highly decorated, so I guess probably 16th century. There's a piece of pottery with an interesting shape, being squared off rather than round. Yeah, not 100% sure about that. It looks medieval from the fabric and the glaze. I'm going to say probably from a dripping dish which you put underneath your roast to catch all the juices, and that was a very squared off long rectangular thingamajig. But we'll do some research and see. I suppose it could also be part of a stove tile, but yeah, an unusual find. Just seen in there a little iron finial of some sort. Not much idea of age on that one, needs a bit more research there. Yeah, it certainly seems that Uri Geller has been on the foreshore sometime in the recent past. Plenty of bone on the foreshore. The Victorian mudlarks used to collect it and sell it by weight. There's a part of a skull with some teeth in it, animal skull. Bone obviously lighter than pottery, and you can see the blood vessels running through it as well, so there's another long bone from some animal there. It could be any age, up to hundreds of years old. You know, in the anaerobic atmosphere of the Thames, bone doesn't dissolve or disappear like it would do inland. The same with leather and iron, everything is as it was thrown in. There's again another straight-sided vessel. It looks like a medieval fabric. Again, I'm not quite sure what it is, but I'm going to keep that one and have another look at it when it's washed up. There's a nice boat there. It's going to make some waves, so I'm going to move uphill a bit. Another bit of erosion. Might free up another couple of finds for me, let's hope so. Okay, down here is some early medieval pottery, sandy shelly ware. There are bits of shell in it. This would date from about 1000 AD to 1200 AD, and you do find small parts of it in this part of the foreshore, so there's an interesting find there. Probably the oldest thing we've found today. From early medieval back to the Roman period, we have here a bit of colour-coated ware with some sort of faceted decoration there. So that's Roman, which is very nice, like to see that. There's absolutely no stratigraphy on the foreshore at all. Everything is just jumbled out where the Victorians dumped a lot of material during the embanking works in the 19th century. So right next to a bit of Roman pottery, you have part of a modern plate there. A little bit of medieval pottery there with some glaze, green and brown glaze. You can see the medieval fabric with the noticeable bits of temper in it, bits of quartz, sand and other materials, very coarse looking clay. So, happy with my bit of Roman pottery. 1,800 years old, I guess. Not too bad. A couple of interesting bits down here. A very, very abraded, worn bit of Delftware. You can see the earthenware body quite clearly there. A bit of blue and white decoration left on it. Over here, a very large strap handle from a large medieval jug or pegao. Very sort of smooth grey finish, but still some visible temper in it, medieval courseware. This probably comes from France. I'm thinking of Saint-Tong, that sort of area. Give me a very large jug. Just flicks another bit of pottery over, and it's very nice. The greens and the reds there. very much from the ware, German earthenware industry, slips. Sometimes you get some wonderful animals or knights, figures on these dishes, and it'd be lovely to find something like that. This is going to be 17th century, early 18th century. Here's a nice large bit of medieval jug handle, and it's got the slashing and the stabbing that they used decoratively but functionally to stop the clay exploding in the kiln. Nicely glazed there. Coarse borderware, again 1350 to 1450, and that's far too pretty to leave lying here on the foreshore, so that's coming home with me. Loads of pipes and stems in this area, clay pipe stems with the hole through. Here's a nice complete bowl, late 18th century by the shape. No maker's marks. The 18th century ones and 19th century ones often have pairs of letters for the first and last name of the maker's name. And some of the early ones have stamps on the heel, and those are really nice ones to find. I found a few of those over the years. Just spotted this little grey piece of pottery, rather unassuming little bit of pottery. I'm pretty sure this is Roman by the design on the rim there. This would probably be from Alice Holt Forest Industry in Hampshire, Surrey borders. 3rd or 4th century, I guess, so that's nice to find another bit of Roman grey ware, not uncommon in London. Here's an area where you can find pins and small metal objects. I've just picked up rather a nice long pin there, possibly Tudor, late medieval, and a little lace shape there which they put on the end of threads for shoes and doublets and clothes, and a bit of sort of copper or bronze bar there, decorated column, not quite sure what that is. So we'll have a look around, see if we can find any more small metal finds. Just spotted this clay pipe stem and part of the bowl, and that has actually got the maker's name C and a T or TC. I can never remember which way around it goes. I think it's TC, so like Thomas Carlyle or some such. There is a book you can look up the names and try and identify them. A piece of Staffordshire slipware there, looks like slip trailed, like Bakewell tart really. That would be 18th century, from large serving dishes, very distinctive, quite pretty. Little, just down here, a little corner of a medieval tile, just the remains of the design there, pen style industry, 14th century. So I like that, love a bit of medieval tiles. Just a quick postscript. I did run out of light and time in the end, but I did pick up a few other little bits, and eventually after washing clarified a few of the bits that I found. That bit proved to be just a bit of tile, shaped tile, not sure of the age of that at all. That part, which I thought was a dripping pan, I'm pretty sure is. It is medieval, coarse borderware from 1350 to 1450. Quite an unusual shape. I haven't found a parallel for it, but it's sooted inside and out, so it's obviously been used in cooking, and I'm pretty sure it is for collecting the juices from your meat joint. And I did find another similar one in another sort of fabric, probably also medieval, late medieval, 15th century. Straight-sided, so I guess part of a dripping pan as well, and again sooted on the outside where it's been near the fire, and also knife trimmed along the side to get that square edge, that straight edge, which is quite distinctive of that form. I found another small couple of bits of Delftware. That shows just how easily the glaze is damaged, just enough to sort of work out the pattern on there. That's got quite a nice yellow rim painted on it, and on the back a streak of purple, a circle of purple, which is manganese glaze on that bit of Delftware there. And another bit more simple, blue painted, with that sort of freehand decoration in the one Lee style, so from about 1680 to 1720, that sort of period, at the base of a plate or a dish there, so that's quite nice. I was quite happy to find that. More interesting, that's obviously come from glass making process, a glass making kiln. It's very thick industrial sort of quality tile, and there's bits of glass, green glass on the bottom, and very thick pools of green glass on the top. So I guess that's from a glass making furnace. No idea about the age of that, but probably none too old. And this little humble piece of borderware, which is from 1500 to 1700 in date. I just picked that up. It's not glazed, it's not very exciting, but you've got enough there in that one piece to reconstruct the whole pot. Got the rim and go around to the base, and then from that you can work out the circumference, so you can work out the whole profile of the pot, quite diagnostic. Just a simple bit of pottery, a small sauce dish or bowl, but I like it anyway. Well, we'll be going back to the Thames, and I hope you'll be able to join us. Thank you. Bye.